teaching kids to learn, shaping lives, all these things that inspire people to become a teacher. And when I was in school to be a teacher, they shared all these inspiring things. However, once I got into the actual game of it, I was very surprised to see all these graphs. I felt like I was in some business, corporate stock shareholders meeting, because all this focus was on your graph and what your graph is supposed to look like. Now, I knew the blue part needed to be higher on my graph, and the red part needed to be, we needed to get rid of these red parts. That's not good for our graph. It doesn't look good because our school could get in trouble if our graph doesn't look the way it's supposed to be. And I was quite disillusioned a little bit because we're talking about numbers, data, statistics, but we're not in a business here, okay? Kids are not just numbers, they are individual human beings. So taking a business approach to teaching kids, I did not see it as effective. It was not an effective thing. Now, this is a picture of me on my first day teaching. As you can see, I've changed a little bit. Teaching, it ages you, changes, you know, I grew, I don't need the high heels anymore. So that's our job. We think of the job of a teacher, teaching kids the curriculum, right? But how many teachers, again, show yourselves who? All right, and how many people here have ever known a teacher? Okay, all right, so that's just about everybody. Okay, so these are some other jobs. If you've been a teacher, you know that you are also responsible for. Has anyone ever seen the Family Feud, the TV show The Family Feud? Okay, well, on it, you have to guess certain things. We're not going to make you guess, but at the end, they reveal them, and everyone reads them together. So get ready. As they appear, we're going to read them together. Are you ready for this? All right, the first job of a teacher that you might not know.
Counselor, nurse, motivator, friend, parental figure, cook.
That's right. I've cooked many times for my students. I've had to become a better cook because of it, because I've had some complaints.
Social worker, family support, organizer, coach, entertainer.
Okay, all these jobs, but every time I check for my paycheck, there's only one. I'm always looking for the rest of it. But these are the jobs. These are really what the jobs are of a teacher and what teachers are faced with and expected to do. It's not necessarily written, but that's really, if you want to be an effective teacher, you must do all these things. But at the end of the day, they want to look at your graph. So I'm thinking, okay, these are all my jobs, but I need to make sure their scores are high and all this sort of thing. And if you've been a teacher, perhaps you've had an expression on your face similar to this. Okay? This is someone who is faced with many, many things to do and struggling to figure out how can they do it. So some teachers might say one day, hold it. What's going on here? Something is not quite working. This is not working for me. This is not what I signed up for. Okay? Because many teachers do not know what they're getting into. As a result, many teachers leave the profession after only a few years, and we miss out on wonderful, experienced teachers. So here's a teacher who's fine teacher, but the only thing what you might not expect, I'm only 27 years old. This is what can happen to you if you join the teaching profession without taking these precautions. So what can I do? You might be wondering, what can I do if you're a teacher? And again, anything that goes for what you might do in your classroom, this can apply to your life. It can really apply to your life. So I got to thinking, all right, I've got some of these kids who don't necessarily fit into the box. Some kids who really, really like to talk loud. Some kids who have, they like to be the center of attention. They like to sing, some of them. It's not always the appropriate time. But I got to thinking, what can we do? How can I make my classroom a place that I want to be? So that's the first bit of advice I tell to any teacher. Make your classroom someplace you want to go. Make sure it's a place you look forward to being. If you look forward to being there, chances are the kids will look forward to being there too. Now you might think, oh no, it should be about the kids, but really I'm going to challenge you to make it about yourself actually. Because if you can feel fulfilled and excited about going into class, it's contagious. Okay? So I thought, what should we do in our class? Open mic. How about that? Anyone here ever been to an open mic? Yes, okay. So open mic might be good. So I thought, public speaking. Kids can read what they do. We can integrate music. So kids, each week we sign up, they do some songwriting, they play some music, they do some poetry, they do some drama, and they do some dancing, and all these wonderful things. Now the parents were so excited about this open mic because kids who had in the past really not liked school, in fact they would fake being sick. Anyone here ever pretended you were sick? I've done that. You don't have to, oh, and something I can tell by your eyes, you can communicate that way. So I know we've all been there. But I had the highest attendance. Sometimes I was like, God, everyone's here again. Doesn't anybody ever get sick? Oh my goodness. But I'm glad, of course it's most important they're there. And so the parents were so excited. I had the class for 2 years. I came back after the first summer. They had built us a stage in our classroom. They were so excited and so supportive that they built this stage in our classroom. Now, you might think, oh, why is it so great that kids sing and they perform? Where is that on the test? What I've seen is kids who struggled with reading, struggled with math, struggled with writing, their enthusiasm and the confidence they get from performing and from being in front of an audience, it transfers over. Those same students, I've seen their reading scores grow, their math scores grow because they're excited and they're passionate about where they are, what they're doing, and their image of themselves. So in addition to performing, we also do some recording. The kids have a chance to learn the recording process. They record their own material. They record their own songs. They record their own poems. They record their own comedy. Okay? And then they learn how to mix it. They use a computer program. They're the ones who are actually doing this. So they're incorporating technology. And then at the end of it, hey, have you heard my latest album? And then what's very exciting is they can then have a copy for themselves, and usually finish around the holiday times where they can then give one away for a gift. And then we even, don't worry, they're not keeping that money for candy, they raise money for a cause of their choice. So when we did it, the kids chose for Doctors Without Borders to be where the money was received. And what's very exciting is these kids then get a very positive self-image. Kids who are normally not the shining ones. You know how in school there's always those couple of kids who are the shining ones, who are the good readers. They're very quiet. They're the ones who everyone's, oh, what a good kid. You're so good. You're so good, right? And we all know it. It feels really nice. But then there's those kids who they never get that told to them. And as a result, they see their image as, well, that must not be me. But this way the kids get to see themselves in that light, and they get to see their reflection as quite shining. So it's about time, actually, for a little song, as you might have guessed. Now, I'm just going to do a little demonstration. Now, just take a feeling of the climate of the room, not the temperature, but just the feeling, just what it feels like to be in this room right now. Okay, just make a mental note of what it feels like. Here you are. What it's like sitting in your chair. Some of you might be thinking, I wonder how long this is going to be. You might be thinking, like, okay, it's a little warm. You might be thinking, like, oh, okay, that's a cute kid on the... All right, now we're going to do a little song, and it's a bit interactive, okay? And I just want to demonstrate what happens when you can bring people together, and music is a great way to do that. So I'm going to start off the song, then we're going to change the words to it with your help. You'll catch on how it goes. It goes a little something like this. Red as a strawberry, orange as an orange, yellow as a banana, green as the grass and blue as the sky, so many colors all around me. Gray as an elephant, black as the darkest night, pink as a flamingo, brown as chocolate, white as the snow, so many colors all around me. All right, so now we're going to switch it around. Instead of saying red as a strawberry, I'm going to need your help to think of something else. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Here we go. Red as a raspberry, orange as a road cone. And was there something else over here? A what?
Carrot.
So we have red as a raspberry, orange as a carrot bouncing on a road cone, yellow as a canary riding a school bus, green as a green as an avocado and blue as the ocean. Sea, we could say ocean, it's a nice flowing word. And blue as the ocean, so many colors all around me. Gray as a
Storm cloud.
ooh, gray as a storm cloud, black as the darkest. What's that?
All blacks.
Black as the darkest all blacks. Go Kiwis. Pink as a
Bunny nose.
bunny nose. Aw. Well, remember to say aw. Brown as. You can imagine what kids come up with for this one. Brown as chocolate, white as the
Pavlova.
what?
Pavlova.
And white as, and what did you say? And white as the pavlova, and keep being kept cool by the snow. So many colors all around me. All right, now for the fun part. I'm glad I see you were taking notes. I assume you were taking notes of the lyrics so you remember them all. And so here we go. We're going to all review our wonderful new song. Red as a raspberry, orange as a carrot balancing on a road cone, yellow as a canary in a school bus, green as an avocado and blue as the ocean, so many colors all around me. Nice singing, it sounds really good. Gray as a rain cloud, black as the darkest all blacks. Go Kiwis. Pink as a bunny's nose, aww. Brown as chocolate and white as the pavlova being kept cool by the snow. I bet you didn't think you'd remember all that. So many colors all around me. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was fantastic. All right, now, I don't know if you noticed any difference in the room, but we worked as a team here. We got to have a little fun. So there's a little bit different feel that happens. And so in my class, each day we start off with a song just to get us in that sort of space, get in that sort of space. Now, get better grades faster by learning how you learn. And so it's important by sharing the students what I'm passionate about and learning what they are passionate about. Because when you are doing something you're passionate about, when you are feeling comfortable where you are, when you're feeling comfortable and good about your own self-image where you are, and you're doing the things that matter to you, we're going to play Family Feud again. Don't you sometimes notice when you are in your element, do you feel a little bit more, and do you also feel a little bit more, and do you feel a little bit more,
Creative.
and do you feel a little bit more,
Invested.
and how about
Helpful.
helpful? You go out of your way even when no one is looking.
Connected. Present. Alive.
You could tell I started learning the features of a PowerPoint.
Peaceful. Patient.
Get ready for this one.
Playful.
Playful, and was an appropriate use of the following letters, I thought. I thought that was a good choice. Powerful. Okay, when you've had those jobs you knew that you did not really care about, you didn't feel valued, you didn't think the work mattered, you didn't really respect the people or care about necessarily people or think they cared about you, you do just enough so you don't get fired. You do just enough so people aren't going to complain. But when you really care about something, whether it's a hobby or a job, that's when you go that extra mile, even when no one even will ever find out about it because you care about it. So